Hi everyone, this is Alfredo Diaz, Carlos True, Healnlearn. Today I'm going to talk about how do you can identify the personality of an individual, especially when you might have an interest to have a relationship. Last time we did a recording just taking into consideration the colors of the cards. This time we are going to consider in a higher layer or deeper layer the planets that are inserted in the cards that define our day-to-day life. By this time, I'm gonna use the Angelina Jolie birth card, and we will see some specific and interest profile that she has, considering the card that define her birth card spreads. Let's share her card. Let's share the screen so we can see what I'm talking about. Okay, now I'm sharing. This is Angelina Jolie. She was born June 4, 1975, 9:09 a.m. She was born in the morning in Los Angeles, California. And she's a king of diamond. And these are the cards that we are considering, or we take into consideration. In the last recording, as I said, I remember, I guess we used Jennifer Aniston, and we just checked the colors of the cards. We didn't pay attention to the suits by any means. But today, because we want to go deeper, when we relate to someone, or when some individual comes to me and asks me about maybe some doubts, or maybe he wants to, or she wants to clarify about their profile, one of the things that I consider are the planets inside of this 7 position here. To do that, I just prepared this spread here. This spread is just a spread with 7 positions. Actually is 8 position because the birth card is in the very last row. And we can see here the Sun card, Moon card, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, which are this one, Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn card. And what I see here is that I check all these little blue blips, or these little blue figures that defines the planets inside of the position of the card. So in this case, we can see that the Sun card is a 6 of hearts, but had no planets there. So in this recording, I just want to point out the profile of the person. So when we check the profile of the person, we check specifically the planets and the ascendant. The ascendant is the little pole here that defines the like the first cups, where everything starts. It's like an incarnation of the person. So I did this table just here below the bear card. And you can see in the sun card is the first position. The suit is the hearts. The element is water, and the area that touch, I mean, is in summary, briefly, is feelings and emotion. And there is no planets there. And I want to emphasize that I remember in one example that was in one of the lessons I was getting from the Karos True with Ernst Wilhelm. And he said she has no heart. And I said, why? Why is, I mean, he was explaining in one example. And to me was, I mean, I couldn't find an explanation why he said that Angelina has no heart. The meaning was is she has no planets here that define that she has somehow in the area of the feeling and emotion well developed. You can see here there is no other hearts. The other cards that had element or the heart planets are, for instance, these clubs, diamond, spades, clubs, and diamond. And by the way, she's diamond in the birth card. So this is very important to take into consideration, because if you want to relate to Angelina Jolie, you have to be aware that she is not very emotional person, because I mean, the resident planets there is no planets there. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have qualities to relate. Of course, yes. And you can see how she has so many children by her own, and the adopting initiative and everything that she does. I mean, she's a very caring person. As a matter of fact, she's a special ambassador for the United Nations. But for relationship, maybe she's not very warm. She's not very loving person. And we can see, for instance, in the moon card, she had the ascendant Venus and Saturn. She had 3 planets here. In this, with this card, which is the clubs, it had to do with I put here thinker and ambition. I mean, there are so many several things, but to make things short, I just point she's a good thinker and she had ambitions. And she also had planets here in the Mars card. She had four position, important positions: the Moon, Mars. This is Jupiter and the ecliptic. So the Mars card for her is very important, especially the Moon, because it's the one that the element that allow her to relate to the world. Because it's in diamond, diamond is earth, is everything that has to do with logic, possession, wealth, money, banks, finances. And she has 4 planets there, or 4 important positions. Then Mercury card has 3 important planets that have is spades, and is related with fire, and it touched the area of self and own interest, her self-development, her self-sufficient abilities and skills. And she had the art, the song, which is fundamental. Is the one that is giving life to everyone. She has Mercury and the South Node. I'm not gonna go to details. What is the meaning of such position there? I just want to point out that in these three green rows, basically is define her profile. Probably not, but sometimes people ask for career, for some details on regards to purpose, etc. So when we do this kind of analysis, we can do a good approach about the person. So she's basically a thinker person with ambitions. She's logic. She's interested in possessions, in wealth, in money, in finances, on her self-development, everything that has to do with her own interests. She has feelings and emotions, she does, but it's not that important in her profile, meaning that if you relate to her, you will be missing this area, feelings and emotion, because she has such area, but it's not very well developed. I will say that. There is another two other position here that has, in this case, Neptune, the North Nodes, this Venus position also with Pluto and Uranus. I'm not gonna go through all of this, but the main planets, which are Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn, all of them are in these three first cards. The ones that I have highlighted here in green. So you want to see more about her profile, just check these green rows and you can see what suit are the ones that are related to these all planets, and what are the areas that uh, are more, I will say, highlighted, that she that define what are her interests. So having said that, we can do this exercise with anyone, with any person, and we can see what is the focus of the person. Maybe you can find more spread, more diverse uh, planets, or maybe they are less concentrated than this one. So maybe the person is more versatile. But in the case of Angelina Jolie, she's very concentrated in these three cards. And I remember when the analysis with her relationship with Brad Pitt, when it was mentioned that she doesn't have very good bonds in loving and feeling and emotion, I was wondering why this Six of Hearts wasn't taken into consideration. And in this, because she doesn't have any planet here, it's empty. That's why she's not very strong in the feelings and emotion for relationship with the partner. Okay, hopefully you will find this information valuable. Uh, um, Next time, I'm gonna go with how she, how is her profile for relationship, because this is her own profile, who she is. And then I would like to point out how her profile for what she's looking for is different. The approach is completely different. So you can have her nature and what she's looking for, and then we can do the match with for instance, I will say with Brad Pitt, that was her husband, and we can see then at the very end how they were matching and what the interests were for both to keep them together, and then why they broke up. Okay, having said that, I'm gonna close this for this week. I will see you very soon. Thank you. See you, and thumb up in Healnlearn. Make any comment, any question on this, on regards to this video. Thank you so much. This is Alfredo Diaz, Carlos True, Healnlearn. Talk to you soon.